Hi guys, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona. And in today's session, I'm working with Caroline, who is currently an active teacher training student inside the Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy. So my Wednesday videos are focused on helping you think like an instructor. So how to assess, adjust, and customize in real time, and you're not just following exercises. But before we get into the workout, I want to walk you through what I'm seeing. So this isn't a sequence. Everything we do is going to come from what I see in her body. And when I assessed Caroline, a couple of things stood out right away. So first, because of her anterior pelvic tilt, her pelvis is tipping forward, so her hip flexors are a little shortened and tight. Her lower back has more of an arch than we want to see, and her glutes aren't really doing their job as well as they could be. With that combination, it's really common, but it changes how everything loads in the body, especially anything lower body. So the second thing I noticed is that her right side is doing more work than her left. And you can see it in her hip, her shoulder, even just how she stands. So her right shoulder sits a little higher. There's just more tension through that side, and overall she just has less mobility there compared to the left. So what that tells me is she's been relying on that right side for a really long time. It's become the dominant side, and the left side just isn't supporting in the same way. So because of that, everything we do today is built around three things. First, we're going to work on bringing her out of that anterior pelvic tilt. So you'll see a lot of articulation, lengthening through the hip flexors, the quads, the IT band, and I just want to create space where she's a little bit too more compressed there. Second, we're going to open up on that right side. So I want to create more mobility, more length, and reduce some of that tension that she's holding onto. And third, we're going to start strengthening the left side so that we can bring her back into balance. So you'll see some unilateral work, especially through the upper body, to help address the shoulder difference. So as you're watching, just keep that in mind. Everything we do has a reason. And if you're watching this and thinking, I would like to learn how to actually teach like this is exactly what we do inside the Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy. We offer online training, so you can join from anywhere. And our in-person courses are held here in Tempe, Arizona. And if you're already an instructor ready for your next level, you can apply to become a master trainer and start teaching students inside your studio. Yes. So I'm gonna leave everything here linked below. If this is something you've been thinking about, I'd love to help you take the next step. But all right, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna have you go ahead and lie down on your back here. All right, let's place your feet up on top of the foot bar. You can scoot on down, and I'm gonna make some adjustments with the springs here to get you started with, so that you're prepared for your footwork. But in the meantime, let's go ahead into a nice warm up, all right? So I'm gonna have you take your heels up on top of the foot bar, just like so. And let's bring this in a little closer, yeah. And arms are down beside you. Let's begin with some pelvic tilts so that we can warm up through the low back here, okay? So let's have you start to imprint your low back into the mat. And then very carefully, you're gonna go ahead and start to arch your back, overly arch your back, something that you wouldn't necessarily do, yes. And then I'm gonna have you again, imprint your low back into the mat. Beautiful. And then overly arch through the back. Good. Go ahead and continue at your own pace, starting to just breathe, relax through those shoulders. Think about your facial muscles relaxing and sending this energy out through your fingertips. Yeah. Trying to stabilize through the knees so that this work is really being articulated from the lower portion of your spine here. It's helping to mobilize everything. Let's go ahead and begin with your hands, interlace them behind your head for me, okay? So you're gonna curl your head and chest up and have a bit of a grip there so that you're supporting your neck, all right? So we're gonna go into chest lift, which is a mat exercise, okay? So on this next breath, I'm gonna have you exhale. You're gonna curl your head and chest up, looking down towards your belly button. That's it, drop your left shoulder. There you are. And then very carefully, you're gonna lower yourself back down again. And then we're gonna go ahead and stabilize through the hips. Exhale, curl it up. Oh, not that part. Spine, spine-wise. There you go. And then lower back down again. So go ahead and continue with that. Think about your exhale as you flex your spine up. inhale to lower the head and chest here. And what I'm paying attention to is your positioning, because you already have a tendency to kind of navigate to the right. So I almost want you to intentionally try to lift up towards the left-hand side, but not like looking that direction, if that makes any sense. Like you're still curling up towards me. I love that. Does that feel different?
Yeah.
You're gonna feel like some different muscle groups starting to turn on as you do this. And then let's also think about lifting your left shoulder blade off as well. Beautiful. Continue for 4 more. Think about pulling away from my hand here. So trying to lower your tailbone down into the mat, like really ground and root your tailbone down into the mat so that you're not actually flexing with your hip flexors. That was better. Did that feel different?
Yeah.
Okay, 2. I love that. Looking good. Good, 1 more time. And then lower everything back down again. Beautiful. You can relax your arms down beside you. We're gonna go into the other mat exercise, our single leg lift here, okay? So let's take this leg into tabletop. You're gonna point out through your toes here. And now I want you to think about hinging from your hip as you start to lower the leg down. So you're not gonna straighten it. You're gonna keep this exact angle behind your knee as you hinge from the hip and you start to lower down. And then think about lifting your leg back up, but it's going to be very heavy here. So I want you to, again, facilitate this movement with your abs. It's your abdominal muscles pulling that leg up and then starting to inhale there, exhale to lift up. Good. So again, you're hinging from the hip, and I'm just taking a peek here to make sure that that angle looks really nice. I like it. Beautiful. Let's go here for 3. And what this is doing is helping to awaken up those oblique muscles. So we're working on unilateral stuff too. Last time. Perfect. Let's go ahead and set that down. And then let's go ahead and take up the other one. Okay, so new side, new feelings. Again, I'm gonna have you, I wanna set you up so to point intentionally so you're energetic in this leg. And then again, from the hip, you're gonna start to lower it as you inhale. And then exhale, think heavy, heavy leg as you bring it back up again. Yes. So inhaling down. And then exhale, really using your abdominals to pull towards the floor and to really help with the lift here. Yes. And then we're thinking about equal weight distribution in your hips as well. So I'm gonna take a look from the back as you continue here. Nice. And I see like really good, like you're not hiking your hip, you're staying pretty symmetrical there. So that looks nice. Let's go ahead 1 more time. And the whole point here is that we're warming you up and preparing you for core engagement. Okay, so this is what's gonna lead us right into our footwork, okay? So let's go ahead and flex your feet. So your toes are up at the ceiling. I'm going to separate just slightly. Knees are tracking with those hips. And let's have you move your head a little bit to the left. Yes, and then I'm gonna have you take your left hand. You're gonna hold onto the peg behind you so that you can allow this shoulder to open. You should naturally feel like a stretch just occurred here in your pectoral muscle, okay? So that's what's also, go ahead and push out and then I'll talk. So you're gonna press out as you exhale, full extension here, and then inhale, let's go ahead and slowly control your movement, hovering off the stopper, exhale, we press out. Good, turn your chin a little bit to the right, there you go. Yes, and again, so kind of going back to what I was saying with why I have you holding on to this, because I want to, again, address the shoulder elevation on that side that we saw in your photo, and that's gonna help to relax those muscles and stretch out the muscles to create a little bit more symmetry through the body, okay? Good. Get nice and soft through the neck and shoulders. Now that the abs are warm, we're thinking about really running with that control. Beautiful. Let's go ahead, 2 more. Good, last time. Exhale, press out. Inhale, resist, return back in again. Okay, we're moving down to your toes. Keep the hand where it's at for now. Let's come down. Good, and inhale to prepare. Exhale, we push on out. And again, I wanna take a look back here. So when we walk around to view, we can really start to see a lot of different things happen here. Especially like I can see right now, hold it right there. Take your right foot to the right just slightly a little bit. Yes, and now go ahead and press out for me. Yeah, so that did something, right? And when you're gonna go ahead and press out, I want you to think about pushing your right hip down towards the mat a little bit more and try to maintain that pressure. Did that change the way things feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want you to remember how this feels in your body so when you are doing your own workouts, you know how to make these corrections for yourself. And then let's challenge you. Let's lift those heels up a little higher, put some pressure here in that big toe. See how that changes things. Good. Let's take it for another 2 more. Beautiful. And again, I already knew that because like I was saying in the beginning, we're addressing that right side where it's tight and the left side is weaker. Okay, so hold it right there. Let's give your arm a break. Okay, so let's relax there. Let's go heels together, toes apart. Knees are in line with your shoulders. Let's go ahead and extend. Press on out. Yes, activating through those inner thighs and bring it in. Beautiful. And exhale, squeeze and extend. Again, I'll take another look from back here. Think about pressing your left heel in towards your right a little bit more. There it is. Yep. And that's why it's so, again, important to make these little walk arounds so that you can get a different perspective on the body. Nice. Take it out, exhale, extend. And inhale, return. Good. Let's take it here for another 2. So good. Again, just a reminder, all the footwork that we're doing, all these variations are helping to strengthen your ankles, your knees, and your hips here, which we can hear a lot of like the cracking on that side.
Yeah.
And again, that also indicates the tightness that's on that right side too. So flex the feet. We're in our wide V position. Let's go ahead and push on out. Beautiful. Resisting as we return. And exhale, extend. Beautiful. Again, nice and soft through the neck and the shoulders. Just almost like feel like your collarbone is smiling there. And press. Let's take another look back here. You got it. And as you come in, it's like you're putting on the brakes. So you're using those hamstrings a tiny bit more. And you're doing a really good job with keeping your feet in this dorsiflex position. They're maintaining, like it's gonna feel like work for you to do this. It's because what I always say is that if you were to have your feet up against like a platform or my hands here, you want to maintain contact the whole time. That's going to help strengthen the ankles even further. Okay, and then you're going to feel the muscles in your calves even start to work harder than they normally would. Good. Press out. This is your last one. Let's return and come back in. Let's move it down to your toes. And then let's elevate those heels for me. You got it? And then I'm going to have you bring your knees right in line with those shoulders. That's it. And then press on out. Good. Again, I know you dance, but what type of dance do you do?
Right now I teach partner dance. So it's like kind of like a modern contact improvisation swing dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of dance that you practice, right?
Yes, and it requires you to do a lot of movement that you don't know that's coming. You have to be adaptable to anything. So you could be on the floor, you could be all over.
Okay. Okay, good. Go ahead and extend. Because what I'm trying to get into that is there's a lot of spinning.
Yes, rotation, a lot of rotation.
So are you spinning off your right side a lot more?
I am, the main hand is the right, yep.
Okay.
It's a lot of,
Which explains a
one-sided
lot.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah. So we take basically our posture assessment and we apply that into our daily life. And it's like, okay, what are the patterns that we're doing on a regular basis? This is a big part of like what you do. And that's how we start to develop some of these patterns later in life.
Yeah.
Good. All right, let's try it one more time. Lovely. How's that left shoulder feeling?
More like depressed down.
Okay, good. Let's come into the center here. We'll go into some calf raises. So I'm gonna have you, again, separated here. I wanna say, that looks a lot better. Okay, go ahead and press out to 2 straight legs. Drop your heels underneath. That's it. And then lift those heels back up again. But let's try to keep all of your metatarsals, so all of your toes on the foot bar as you go through this. And lift the heels up. Yep. Continue. I'm focused more on this right side. So I'm gonna kind of push your heel like that. And you might feel stretching in your calves a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue. I'm gonna take my hand away and I want you to still focus on that. So much better. I love the alignment. Yes. Because it was caving in towards the midline and you weren't receiving the full benefit of this stretch here. And the work, because this is not only the stretch of the calves, but then we're also working on the intrinsic muscles of the feet. So we're strengthening those muscles.
Why is it caving in?
Because of the tightness.
Tightness.
Yeah. So now I'm forcing you to have this, so it's like, it's not used to doing that. When it's tight, it naturally wants to fall into that pattern. And now I'm reminding you, we're forcing the muscle not to do that. We're recorrecting it. Good. And let's go 3 more. So at this point, you start to feel the burning sensation. Like it? Yes.
Yeah.
And 2. And 1. Hold it right there. Let's get a nice little stretch there. This is like the dessert part of it. And then let's go ahead and lift your heels up. And we're gonna go ahead and come back in again. So you can bend your knees to return all the way. Okay, so again, what I spoke with you about in the beginning is that I want to do a huge emphasis on articulating through your lower portion of your spine, specifically your lumbar spine. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you exit off to the right and I'm gonna place the box on. I'm gonna go into a short box series with you, okay? So, love all this. This is our ab series. And what you're gonna notice is that I have built your flow off of the progressive flow. So we already did your warm up. We just did your footwork. Now we're moving into abs. So I'm gonna attach all the springs on for you. And actually, how tall are you?
5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, let's do this. So because of your height, I wanna take the box and let's put it over the shoulder blocks to give you some wiggle room with your feet here. Okay, so go ahead there and have a seat facing the foot bar, and let's place your feet in. Okay, so from here, you're gonna go ahead and, scoot a tad forward. Yeah, okay, there you go. Now you're gonna flex your feet for me. So you're gonna have that security blanket, all right? And then I'm gonna have you just go ahead, let's take your arms out in front of you, just like that, all right? So let's point your kneecaps outward and separate your feet so you have a nice grip here, okay? Because we are gonna rely on that to go into the rest of the articulation here. So nice and tall for me. We're gonna think round back. So with that, you're gonna tuck your tailbone under, really draw your belly button in towards my hand, and then start to lean yourself back, maintaining the curvature here. So really pull your belly button away from your t-shirt, coming to your challenge point where you can almost like feel the quivering. Yes, take a breath there, hold. And now you're going to imagine a big ball in front of you and you're gonna round yourself up and over it. Nice and slow, putting the brakes on until we come to the top and then we start to restack and rebuild the spine. Love it. Let's go ahead and again, navel to spine, tuck that tailbone underneath. Again, having some tension there in the strap. Once you can feel that quiver, you know that's your stopping point. Drop your right shoulder. Good. And then naturally starting to round up and over that big beach ball. Shoulders over the hips, we begin to rebuild. That's it. Again, scoop through the belly. Lower yourself back. Think of plugging those shoulders. You got it. Abs are drawn in. Excellent. And then starting to rebuild, restack. We're gonna add on. You doing okay? All right, so go ahead and start to tuck your tailbone under. You got it. I think we rotated a little bit. Hold. Let's open the arms. Let's come back through center, and then let's go right back up again. So we're adding a layer here. Another thing to focus on for coordination. Again, exhale, bring it back down. Pause right there. We open the arms. We close. And then let's go ahead and bring it back up. Raise your left arm just slightly.
Left.
Yep. We open, soften through here. Open the arms. Return. Keep the softness. Rebuild. Yes. Hold it right there. Let's add some rotation. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your right arm, you're gonna turn, and as you turn, you're gonna, again, focus on that scoop, that articulation, as your eyesight follows your fingertips here, okay? So we'll start with the right side. So you're gonna lift your arm up for mobility, start to reach, tuck your tailbone under, scoop. Yep, lean back as far as you can, eyesight to the fingertips. There you go. And now you're gonna go ahead and lift your arm back up and return to the top. Alternate sides. Again, lift that left shoulder as you rotate. You articulate. Look at your fingertips, look at your fingertips. Yes, how is that change the pressure of your sits bones here? And then lift your arm back up and over, rebuild. Again, 2 more each way there. Lift the right side up. Think of equal pressure there in your sits bones. You're articulating, eyesight to the fingertips. And lift it back up again. Your head turned more to the left than it does to the right. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
And again, scoop through the belly. Beautiful. And then rebuild. 1 more each way. The reason why I have you reaching your arm up and around is I'm trying to loosen up the joints there of that. Because again, my big emphasis is your upper body and also the dominant side of the right and the weaker side of the left. Last time to your left side. Beautiful. And coming up equally through the midline. Excellent. Okay. Yep. Hold it right there. All right. So now I'm going to have you take a genie arm position. All right. So actually, yeah, exact. There you go. So we're just having the arms stacked here. Nice and tall. Now, because we already addressed the articulation, can we maintain this neutral position? And we'll do our flat back on this one, okay? So nice and tall for me. Yes, bring your head back into my hand, hold. Now with your hips, you're hinging from your hips to play that game of trust. Yes, keep those feet flexed. Hold on to that security blanket right there. You got it. Get taller through the top of your head. And now you're hinging. Yes, little effort there as you return. Good, nice and tall. Puff your chest up a little bit. Head is back. Love it. Hinge from the hips. Abs are drawn in. And we're challenging your tailbone here. Yeah, and then come back up. I actually don't even want you to go back that far, okay? Because what happens is once you do, it's almost like we're losing the neutral position here because now the belly wants to protrude outward. And I want that same deep connection here, okay? So let's try 3 more good ones. So again, navel to spine, maintain that. Once you feel like you're gonna almost like poof your belly out, you know you've hit your stopping point. And then let's go ahead, return up. I like that so much better. And 2 more. Good form. Tuck that tailbone under. Excellent. Last one. Good breathing. Soften through the neck and shoulders. And return up. Excellent. Do you see how, like, the difference? Can you feel that connection? Because a lot of times we feel like if we go back further, we're going to get more out of it. But when I said less range of motion and pay attention more to here, things instantly change. So, okay, let's go ahead and exit off to the side. We'll put this away. And we're going to go into your hip work here. Okay. So let's get you down to, I'm going to go a medium and a light, so a red and a blue. And you can go ahead and begin to lie yourself down.
Okay.
And I'm going to change out your loops or your handles to loops here. And before you get super comfy with your feet in here, I am going to give you a ball because I want to challenge the pelvic stability. So you're going to balance with your sacrum over the ball. So headrest is down, which it already is. So go ahead and lift your hips up for me. And then you can kind of play with the positioning there. So it should just feel like you're completely supported. All right? Okay. Now you can go ahead and press out to 2 straight legs. And then 1 foot at a time, we're gonna place that in. And let's take the left foot. Okay? All right, how are we feeling?
It's interesting.
The goal is to feel the instability, but this is gonna be your job to really create the stability here, okay? So we're gonna start nice and easy where I'm gonna remove my foot here so it's all on you. You're gonna start to lower your legs down to a point where you can feel the challenge, but you're not overly arching your low back like we did in the very beginning of the warm-up. So I want you to avoid that at all costs. And then go ahead and bring it back up. We're gonna go ahead with ankles over the hips, hold it right about there, and then exhale, press. Yeah, and I love this because it's like my mirror. I get to see everything. So as you continue, I'm gonna, again, do my little walk around here and make sure everything is in line. So think here that your right hip is reaching away from you, and go ahead and continue. Lower it down. And you got a little bit more wobbly there. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. We're helping to awaken those muscles that are not used to doing this type of work. Good. Again, reach away from your right hip. It's starting to creep up again. There you go, right there. And hold, and then bring it back up. Pause right there. And then again, exhale, we press it down. Right hip is reaching away from our shoulder, because that's the part where we want to increase the length here. Really want to open up that side. Good. Let's go for 2 more. Yeah. And back up. And last time. Pause right here, heels together, toes apart, shoulders relaxed. We're gonna bend it in for frog. So you're gonna bend your knees, and then you're gonna go ahead and push out to 2 straight legs. So flex your feet, pull your toes towards you. And when you bend your knees, I want them only to be as wide as your shoulders. So we're not gonna go super wide, because I do want to, again, address that right hip instability so that we're narrowing the frame here. And exhale, activate through those inner thighs. Lots of adductor work that's contributing to all of our hip strengthening here. Pressing a little bit more to your left for me. Ooh. Again, to the left, to the left. How does that change the way things feel?
It's way harder.
Yeah.
I feel it here.
Yes, yes. So you're feeling those inner thighs? Extend. Lovely. Those are good ones. Let's do 2 more just like that. Then, yep, you can, when you start to feel like the little shake of the heels trying to break apart, that's when you know that you're getting the muscles really good here. Let's go into your circles, okay? So have a little bit of fun here as we mobilize those hip joints. We're gonna separate that and then circle up and around, not going towards your chest. So our stopping point will be, right about here, okay? So let's see if we can, again, redo that. Circle and up. And what I like to do with these is to make sure that your feet or your legs are separating equal distance apart. Good. Exhale, press down. Take that inhalation as we circle around. So push your right to your left. Think about that as you go straight down. Beautiful. Open out. See if we can open out the feet or the legs a little bit wider. Yes. Good. Last one like this, then we're going to reverse our direction. Pause right there. Good. Inhale to prepare, and then we're going to go ahead and open out. Activate those inner thighs. Just like create this energy as we're gathering the legs back together. And open and exhale. Really reaching out from that right side. It's an intentional reach. Much better. And take it away. And what I'm paying attention to back here is I keep looking at your hips. So that's when I can notice to say that right hip is starting to creep up. So that's why I'm telling you to elongate and lengthen out more. Good, one more time. And let's bring you back up. Good job. So let's remove this foot here for a second. Find your foot bar. Are you able to remove the ball out from underneath you?
Yeah.
Okay, because then I'm going to give this back to you and we're going to go into short spine, okay? So you can place your foot right back in. That's it. Okay, so make sure you have a little wiggle room there with your shoulders so you're not crowded. And I'm going to have you go ahead and start with your frog position for me, okay? Just like that. Heels together, toes apart. And I'm going to have you start with your knees over your hips. So push a little forward, right there. This is our starting position, all right? Arms are used as leverage, so make sure that we do use that. So from here, you're gonna go ahead and push out towards my hand to 2 straight legs, hold. That's your exhale. We're gonna inhale it all the way as you bring the carriage as close to the stopper without intentionally lifting your hips, but you're going to feel like your hips are lifting, but I don't want you to take off yet, okay? So keep going. Can we go in further? And this is really nice because it's going to help to stretch out your low back, which again, we're emphasizing. Keep going. Those hamstrings are tight. Do you feel that? Okay, can we use your arms as leverage here as we begin to energetically lift to your shoulder blades, hold, push into my hands. There you go. Now, keeping those heels together, soften your knees back into frog. Beautiful. Focus on the articulation as we lower one bone at a time. Those heels are going to come with you. They're going to come with you. So you're going to stay with the knees bent the entire time at the end. So I'll reiterate that, okay? So from here, you're going to start back in your frog. Hold. We're going to exhale to push out to 2 straight legs. You're going to inhale to start to bring your legs towards your chest, coming as close to the stopper as possible without intentionally lifting the hips. Once we hit our stopping point there, use your arms. Let's go ahead and lift up, hold. Now keep your heels together, bend your knees back into frog. Maintain frog, don't lose frog, and roll your spine down. So the legs are just gonna come with you. Keep the bend in your legs, keep the bend in your legs. Bend. Yep, so that your tailbone automatically connects and you're already in start.
Ooh.
Yes. And then go ahead and push out. And then let's bring those legs towards your chest. And then that's where the abs kick in. We have to use our abdominals to lift, hold it for a moment, soften through the neck and shoulders. Beautiful. We bend into frog. We use the abdominals to control our speed as we roll ourselves down, and just like think of it, your lower back opening up as much as possible. Excellent. One more time. You got it. I'm going to take another look back here, how we're doing. Good. Let's push your right hip away from you. There you go. There you go. I like it. And then start to roll yourself down. I should have caught this earlier, but it's okay. Did that feel different?
Yeah.
It should have almost felt like it was stretching more on your right side as you made that adjustment. Okay. Okay, let's take you out of here carefully. Just like that. And stay with this one in, because I want to do an IT band stretch with you, okay? So the first thing is that you're going to basically turn your toes towards me, trying to keep your right hip down. And if you don't feel this, you're in charge of your own stretch. I'm going to have you bend your left knee. And again, trying to push your right hip down to feel. If you're not feeling it more, you can start to internally rotate even further to point your toes to the ground. Can you feel that? Okay, good. And then just breathe through it. Nice and slow. Nice and slow here. Let's stabilize. Let's pull that knee a little bit more over. Good. And then let's come back through the center. Let's do a nice hip stretch to your figure four. So let's get some leverage. Push, straighten this leg out a little bit more so that you can bring this away. Yes, and take your left ankle over your right knee. And now you can go ahead and soften your right knee in towards your chest so that you're feeling this on your left hip here, okay? If we can you kind of scoot your hips to the left? Yes. And then think of your left knee reaching away from your chest. Good. How's that feeling?
Tight.
Then we're doing the work right. And then I'm even going to adjust this ankle over. Did that change anything?
It's more opening.
Okay. Again, I'm just looking at the alignment, so that's why I shifted that ankle back over the knee. Good. And then what we'll do is I want to finalize it with a quad stretch, because with your anterior pelvic tilt, you need that quad stretch. So when you're ready, carefully go ahead and take your left ankle away from your knee, and you're going to find it in the well. Okay, so I'm going to kind of navigate you. So there is the floor down here. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You can bend your knee into your chest. You can play with it and explore a little bit where you feel the most stretch here in that left top side. Yes. And then even like if you want to adjust your pelvis, like kind of push your pelvis forward, and that should feel like the psoas muscle is stretching a little bit more.
Like that?
Like you're reaching your hips towards me in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Nice deep breath here. And then let's ease out of that and we'll get to the other side, okay? So find your foot to the foot bar right away. There you go. Let's remove you out of here, and then you can place your foot into this side, and we'll start with that IT band stretch again, okay? So this is the one where you're going to reach with your toes over to the side. Left hip is down. And think of reaching this hip away and rooting your left hip into the carriage. So if you don't feel this a lot, the more internal rotation, the more you point your toes towards the floor, you're gonna feel it all the way up. And sometimes with the IT band stretch, depending on how tight your calves are, you're gonna feel it all the way through here too, on the side of your calf. Good. That looks really nice. And then we'll take you into your figure four. So let's take the right ankle above the left knee. And again, see if your hips can go to the right more. There you go. And then let's take your left ankle right there. Think of your, let's say, your right knee reaching away from you without moving anything with your legs. That's it. Get a little heavier through your tailbone if you could. Yeah. And then let's finish it there with your quad stretch, okay? So you're gonna take your right foot, find the floor. You're navigating this all on your own. Yes. Think of putting more weight into your right side a little bit. There you go. Do you feel that teeter-totter?
Yeah.
Did it help to get a deeper stretch?
I don't know. It just feels more stable.
Good. Okay. I like that. That's the key word we need here. All right. So we did a lot of the articulation. We did a lot of the stretching through the hip area. So we're gonna shift into full body work 1. I'm gonna do the knee stretch series with you, round back. Because again, I want you to feel like you're pulling we're getting a lot of the emphasis through your abdominal muscles, but we're also getting that stretch through your low back. So find your foot bar there, and then I will have you carefully come all the way up to kneeling. And I'm going to keep you on your same springs there. And that's a medium and a light spring.
Okay. Blue.
As we go into this, yeah. So let's have you kneel. Let's have your feet supported by the shoulder blocks. Let's take your hands to the foot bar. There you go. And then again, it's very important that our knees are tracking with your ankles. So you can even see in the mirror, if you separate your knees a little further away from each other, I do want them again in line with your ankles. So I like that positioning a lot better. It's going to help to balance you as well. So this exercise, we're gonna have shoulders down. So we're not moving the carriage just yet, but I do want your hips to almost like hover over your heels. You have nice straight arms here. And then again, you wanna tuck your tailbone underneath, like think about pulling your abs in towards my hand. All right, now from here, we're gonna play. So you're gonna start to press out. You're gonna take that inhale to push out. Let me know if this weight feels like it's too much. And then you're gonna use your exhale to drive the knees in towards the chest. And then careful here that we don't collapse. So lift up a little higher for me. Maintain contact with my hands. Don't lose this. Inhale, we press out. Exhale, drive the knees in. Yes. Even further, just hovering off that stopper. You got it. And now again, inhale. We're gonna push on out. Keep going, keep going. You have lots of room, lots of room. And then again, we're gonna emphasize exhale, pull in. Your exhale comes from your abs. That's where it's helping to navigate this movement. Shoulders soften, you got it. Let's go. So when we know the formula here of the movement pattern, we wanna speed this up because full body work is meant to increase the stamina. Yes, but I just don't want you to lose your form. So keep tucking and we're gonna head in for another 5. Press up into my hand, beautiful, love it. And 4, good. And 3, we're stabilizing through this area, good. Letting the work come from the hips. 2, it's like you're putting on a pair of tight jeans there. Last time. And rest and relax it. Excellent, excellent job. Okay. We're gonna go into some chest expansion. So I'm gonna have you take a seat. You're gonna face the back of the reformer here. I'm gonna reduce the tension here for you. So we're gonna go down to a medium spring and we're gonna try it out. If this is too heavy for you, we can go down even lower, but I do wanna start to do a single arm variation of chest expansion. So you're gonna hold on to that with your left hand and I'm gonna have you take your right hand, just place it right there in front of you, okay? So arm is down beside you, fingertips are looking down at the floor. And I'm gonna have you sit up nice and tall. So we're looking for your shoulders over your hips here, and then you're going to glide that strap back. And then start to come forward. How does that weight feel?
It's challenging.
It's challenging?
But that's good, right? I don't know.
In a sense, come back in. I do wanna focus more on the form. So very intentional with this, nice and slow, so that you can feel the muscles working.
It's better.
Good. So we're using your exhale to press back and inhale there. Good. Now that you got the movement down, I want to address what are we working on here. Okay. So the work is coming from right here where my hand is, my fingers. So we're helping to strengthen this area to help reposition through the shoulder without rotating. Yes. That's it. Do you feel that a little bit more? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm glad we reduced the tension here. You got it. Let's do 2 more. Heavy water buckets just sitting on both of your shoulders here. Last time. And return back in again. Good. Let's do the other side. So let's grab a hold of this right loop. Okay. Left hand is in front of the belly. Nice and tall for me. And then just get the momentum going for a moment. That's it. Exhale back. Inhale it forward. Shoulders are down. This work is being from here. Reach that right fingertips down further. Let's really open up. Yeah, can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
It's almost like you weren't really trying to use those muscles. Nice and slow. Slow forward, taking your time. And that's why I'm not a big fan of doing so many repetitions, because I want the repetitions to be just right. 2 more. Love it. Good, last time. Good. With that same feeling in mind, go ahead and hold on to that for a second. I'm gonna have you hold on to both of those. I'm going to go back to your red spring, okay? So your medium spring. And I want you to, again, do this, feel that same, we're trying to recreate that sensation, that feeling with both arms now, okay? So we're inhaling to prepare, we're exhaling to pull straight back, and inhale, bringing it forward. Yes. And I love the way, I know you can't see this right now, but your left shoulder has naturally reduced dramatically. Because from your photos, from when you walked in, the left shoulder was still trying to hover right towards your ear. And it's done a really good job of dropping down. Good, let's just do 2 more. Keep reaching through those fingertips. This work is coming, yes, through the palms. So really work through the back muscles. Good, 1 more time. Yes, and then bring it in. Okay, this is gonna set us up for rowing back 1. Reason why I chose rowing back 1 is because of the pelvic articulation here, okay? So with this one, again, we're gonna have our arms out in front, and lots of moving parts with this one, but it's a fun exercise. So we're gonna go ahead and start to bring it in. Knuckles are looking at one another. Scoop the belly. Your arms are gonna go with you. So you're gonna tuck your tailbone under as you start to lean back into the well, keeping your arms with you, hovering over your chest. Yes, we're gonna hold it right there. You're gonna begin to open your arms out to a T, turn the palms behind you, fingertips reaching. That's it. Now you're gonna bring your nose to your knees as you squeeze your arms behind you. Beautiful. Start to rebuild your spine as you circle your arms up and around, bringing them out in front of you. You got it. Yes, and we're going back to our step 1. Again, exhale, scoop, articulate. We inhale, we open the arms out to a T. Good, we nose dive, squeeze those arms behind us, getting those back muscles activated, love it. And then you're gonna go ahead and begin to rebuild. Yes, bringing those arms right in front of you. 2 more. Exhale, scoop, articulate. Really emphasize the articulation here. Open the arms out to a T, holding. Yes, you're gonna go ahead and nosedive it. Bring those arms behind you, activate through those back muscles. Let's bring your arms out in front of you, circle it around. And one more time. You got it. I love this exercise because it really requires a lot of symmetry here, and we get to see it firsthand. Good job. Okay, hang those up. We're gonna go into your additional leg work, and I'm choosing your hamstring curls on the box. So go ahead and step off, and we're gonna go ahead into your long box. And I am going to keep you with that medium spring. So you're going to basically lie on your stomach, facing the foot bar. I'm going to take this down. And then you can go ahead, come on up. So you're facing the foot bar on your stomach, all right?
Oh, okay.
And I love this because it's going to challenge your pelvis to maintain neutral. And with that, it's going to help to strengthen your hamstrings, because with anterior pelvic tilt, got a good grip there. Go ahead and bend this one. Typically, the backs of the legs are what's going to be weaker. The fronts is going to be tighter. So scoot forward a little bit. Yep, so your chest is just slightly hanging off. You're going to go ahead and hold on to the box in front of you. Yeah, so just hold on to it, and then your eyesight is down. Okay, so now what I want to do is address the pelvis here. So want you to think about pushing your hip bones into the box and lifting your thighs off the box here. Beautiful. From this position, you're going to go ahead and bring your heels. I'm going to actually get you a little bit more parallel. You're going to pull your heels in towards your tailbone for me, okay? So give that a little bit of a pull, and then very slightly starts to release. Pause right there. And you have a good vision of where the stopper is, okay? We don't need a ton of range of motion with this exercise, okay? Pull the heels in towards your tailbone, because you should feel this in the back of the belly of the hamstring, right?
Yeah.
And then go ahead and slowly release. And you're doing a really good job about keeping that engagement, because you're not dropping, your thighs are completely engaged. Good. And you're doing a really good job about pushing your hips into the box. I would even try a little bit more. There you go. Do you feel how that just changes everything? Press up into my hand. There. This is such a great exercise to work the whole posterior chain of the body. And we're going to do 5 more. A little slower. And 4. You got it. Lift those thighs up a little bit. 3. Constant inventory check. Last time. And release it. Good job. Good job. Okay, go ahead and come on off for me. Yes. Okay, great. So we're going to go into a little bit of, I'm going to remove the box. We're going to go into seated rotation. All right. So with that being said, you're going to take a seat for me right here. Let's go ahead and face the window, and you're going to zigzag your legs here. So the right leg is going to come up. The shin's going to come up against the shoulder block. Left foot is going to go into your thigh. Okay. And now with this one, I'm going to keep you on your medium spring. Okay. We're going to go ahead and hold on to this. The reason why I'm choosing this exercise for you is because I want you to, again, challenge your shoulders down, because it does require both shoulders to maintain so that one isn't lifting up. All right, but then we're gonna get a little bit more rotation in your body here too. So interlace both of your hands together, just like that. Elbows are nice and wide, and bring your hands out in front of you so that your palms are actually looking at you, okay? So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead, take that inhale to prepare, and you're gonna use your exhale and rotate to the left. So you're rotating through the spine, keep the shoulders down, come back through the center. Hold. And then you're going to rotate through the spine and then back through the center. Good. Continue. Press into my hand a little bit. Yep. So that you can also feel this activation and engagement through your midsection. 4. Nice and tall. 3. Beautiful. 2. Good, one more time. We rotate it and releasing. Good job. Okay, other side. Flip the legs around so that your left shin is up against the shoulder blocks. Yep, we're nice and squared and centered here. Interlacing those hands together. So left hand goes in first.
Huh?
Left hand goes in first.
Oh yeah.
And then the right, yes, there we go. So palms are looking at you, our elbows are wide. It's like you're making this small basketball hoop in a sense. Now, puff your chest up, shoulders drop, abs are in, and from here, you're gonna exhale and rotate. Yes. Good job. Press into my hand a little bit. There you go, really rotating. Does one side feel more challenging than the other? Like for rotational purposes?
I think so.
Did it feel easier, harder this side or the last side?
I think this one's easier.
Okay, because you're moving faster. So that's the thing. We also want to pay attention to if it does feel easier. Oh my God, we're like moving faster, but it's not as intentional as it was on the other side. So again, we want to slow down the speed here. So I'm going to have you do about 3 more, just like with that speed. That's it. Inhale there and exhale. One more time, but let's really try to get that rotation. Turn, 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 and then back through center. Lovely. Okay, hang that up, and we're going to finish it with some swan. So we're going to go into your extension. So I'm keeping you on your medium spring, and this one is also inviting you to get that low back stretch that we're really focused in on, okay? So we're gonna be on our stomach again. You're gonna face the foot bar. This time you're gonna have your hands on the foot bar. All right, and then with extension, again, we want those legs separated. We're engaged, so those thighs are coming off the box. I'm gonna have you go ahead and press out to 2 straight arms. Separate your arms or your hands even further. There you go. Now with this one, we're gonna glide our body up into swan. So you're gonna drop those shoulders down. You're gonna feel a stretch here through the low back and then lower everything. Bending your elbows and bringing it back in again. Good, so again, energize through your fingers here, okay? Yes, press out to 2 straight arms. Go ahead and glide your body up, actually shifting the shoulder blades down, pointing out through your toes. You feel this proper engagement through the lower extremities and lower everything down. Good, try not to lose that feeling in the lower portion of your body. And then again, elbows nice and wide when you bend. Lift up, drop those shoulder blades down those pockets, especially that left side, yes. And then lower your chest back down again. Let's bend your elbows wide, elbows reach wide, opposite directions of the room. There you go. And then press out. Let's do 3. Beautiful. Lower it down. Bend those elbows. Nice. I'm actually gonna move this right leg over a little bit. Don't move your left. And then lift, straight arms. Excellent extension. Soften those elbows, nice and wide. One more good one here. Lift the chest, drop the shoulder blades. Nice. So one thing I didn't say, I just caught it at the very end, but this side wasn't lifting as high as the right side. So that would be one thing that I would want to address like the next time, you know, in your next sessions and stuff like that, or when you're doing these to really feel like, am I lifting high enough on my left side? okay? Because the right side just wants to completely dominate that.
So that left shoulder down and then lifting more here.
It's through the rib, down here in the lower portion. Everything was looking really nice up here, but then I saw at the end that this portion wasn't, it's just tighter. And that's kind of, when we look at your postural assessment, you can see that right side just wants to collapse on top of one another a little bit more than this side is. That's why I'm really trying to open that out, okay? All right, go ahead, Caroline, let's go ahead. Come all the way back here because we're gonna go ahead and stand right here where I'm at. Make sure that you have some room. And then look down at your feet. Make sure about we're a hip distance apart there. And then you're gonna start to bring your arms up overhead. And we're gonna end with your roll downs here. So you're gonna dive yourself into the well. Reach, reach, reach. Good. And then again, intentionally begin to rebuild your spine here. So nice and slow. Head's the last thing to come up, shoulders down one more time, beautiful. And then just checking in here, how's your body feeling? As opposed to like the beginning of class here. It's like, how is that, especially your shoulder, your left shoulder, how is your low back feeling? And then again, head is the last thing up, roll those shoulders back, and then gently relax your arms down beside you. Lovely. Good. How are we feeling?
Good.